everyone. I hope you're enjoying the sessions. And first of all, let me express my thanks to Runecast team for letting me present our project to such a wide audience. So I've been working in IT for 25 years, and almost all of the time I've been in the security field. What I have found out is that there are a lot of trainings and education available for grown-ups. However, there is nothing for the kids, with some exceptions when some organizations provide to schools printed materials. There is nothing that would teach children how to behave safely on the internet. And we all know that the kids spend a lot of time on the internet, so they are the most vulnerable group that is online. So I have decided to establish a foundation that would be educating children in cybersecurity, and the pilot will start in Slovakia and Czech Republic, and our ambition is to spread the game worldwide. Now, the main problem with the kids online is that they don't know what is really happening. They don't know anything about privacy protection. They don't know how to properly behave to their peers. They don't know how vulnerable they are when they share personal information. There is a big problem, at least in the Czech Republic, that the kids are not conducting responsibly to their peers. There's a lot of cyberbullying, and we want to teach kids not only to protect themselves from cyberbullying, but we want to teach the kids why not to cyberbully anybody else. And of course, the kids cannot assess the credibility of websites. They fall victims to fake news. And these are the reasons I have decided, to create a comprehensive educational program for kids. Now, as we all know, the kids don't like to learn, for some exceptions, of course, but if you give them a written material, they just don't read it, or they don't remember. The most effective way how to get the information to the young brains is through the game. The game is going to be aimed at kids 9 to 15 years old. And the games is going to be detective game, so that they will be sharing or playing as a detective, solving cybercrimes. And of course, this game will be free and will be available in schools as a voluntary curriculum of the school's program. So, detective game. There are going to be some 200 cybercrimes that would have to be solved by the kids. If the kid is successfully finishing a difficulty level, he or she will get a certificate to prove to the teacher that the homework was done. So this is it. The teacher can say to the kids, okay, go home and play game as a homework. And if somebody told me, when I was young, to play game at home as a homework, I'd be happy. There is one thing that is very important, and that is the game must be not only educating, but it must be very entertaining. To give you a short example how one of the cyber crimes would look like is that a young girl jumps off the bridge. Rescue team arrives, police arrives, and the girl, unfortunately, is pulled out dead. So the investigation starts. You can see a female detective, which is going to be the figure in which the player will be impersonated. And the detective comes to the home of the victim and starts investigating what had happened. And now the actual game mechanics come in, and the player would have to collect the evidence. So the player would need to understand what has to be collected to be able to get to the core of the crime. Now the detective takes the evidence to the laboratory and start going deeper and deeper into emails and social network communication and all. And once the detective finds who is, or the reason why the kid committed suicide, then the cybercrime is solved. So what will the player learn? The reason why the girl jumped off the bridge was sexual blackmail. She was afraid to tell anybody, not to the teachers, not to the police, not to the family. And she just couldn't see any other way than commit suicide. So the kid in this game will learn what is sexual blackmail. They will learn why personal information must not be shared. They will learn what not to do on social networks. They need to understand the symptoms when somebody is gathering and collecting information to blackmail the kid. And of course, it teaches the player how to behave correctly once such attack is successful. So our team comes mostly from IT, but as I explain later, we have a children's psychologist, we have a specialist in education. We, of course, need the technical team and the team that does graphics, art, game design. And of course, we need to concentrate on fundraising. As I said, the game will be free. So fundraising is the only monetary income that we are going to have. The key project components are first technology, of course, security. We have partnered with company Ernst & Young and Masaryk University, and they have great brains in cybersecurity, and they are creating the content. Our children's psychologist and our teacher, they have to balance the education on one side and the playability, the attractivity of the game to the kids, because we cannot forget we are teaching, but in a nice and amusing format. Of course, the game has to be adapted to a specific age group. It's 9 to 15, as I said, and the final aim is to teach children without them even knowing they are being taught. And last but not least, and a very important thing, is that we have to get the game into the schools. It's like standard sales. Yes, there is a difference. We sell for free, but still the distribution is going to be a tough job. And of course, we have to ensure that the children will play the game. What's the timeline? We've been preparing the project since October last year, And by the end of this year, we are going to release version 1 and start pilot distribution in Slovakia and Czech Republic. Next year, we want to develop version 2 and start full-fledged distribution in those countries. And from 2025, we want to enrich the game with new content. We want to put in new game mechanics, and we want to start distributing in European Union and the United States, and of course, everywhere we are going to find somebody who would be willing to cooperate with us. So I think the benefits are obvious. The kids will be able to protect themselves against cyberbullying, scams, fake information. They would know and they would recognize if somebody is manipulating them into, for example, sending naked pics. And I was having a lecture in a school to 15-year-old children, and they are sending naked pics like right and left, and they don't realize how risky such behavior is. The benefit is that we build the confidence and resilience against cyberbullying. It's not how to cope if I'm cyberbullied, but it's the question that I know why not to cyberbully. For example, in the Czech Republic, if you are over 15, you can even be put to the court for criminal offense when cyberbullying happens with some bad outcome. And of course, the sooner the kids will learn IT security, the better start to their future they are going to have. Now, our ambition in Slovakia and Czech Republic is to, by the end of 2028, to have 226,000 kids trained, which is 27% of the school population of our age group. So as you can see, the ambition is quite big, but I believe we are going to make it. So thank you very much for your attention. Would like to let you know that we will be excited if somebody would like to become part of our team. We are looking for volunteers from IT, from programming, all the way through the game mechanics to whatever has to be done in the project. So here's my email. Please email me if you would like to get involved in our project. If you go to our webpage, which is www.protectthelittle.com, there you can donate, and we are going to be grateful for every single penny that you can spare.
Tom, are you considering other languages? There's a question from Yatin.
Yes, of course. The game will be developed in English and then localized in first phase to Czech and Slovak languages. And then it would have to be localized to, all languages of the European Union countries that would be interested in putting such game into the schools. So yes, we are planning big localizations. Thank you very much, and have a nice day full of interesting sessions.